I need to practice English. So I know. Just like sad. The English on page 2.
Yeah, 283, I'll do English. But I do read English. Sorry? But I didn't get much cats in it. What, on the back of the hall? Yeah.
No, the back near the kitchen.
As he's looking at my
Near the stairs?
Oh,
Yeah, it's not a bicycle, that's my mother's walker. She gets
I wish I was healthy enough to use the bicycle.
Hello, Shabbat Shalom. Nice to see you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Been a while.
Yes.
You can if you like, or the next whatever's easiest for you.
Can't see anyone else. Did anyone else bring food?
Yeah, I put mine in.
You did put it in the kitchen. How are you?
You feeling well?
Yes. Looking great.
Oh, thank you. Here's Mavis. Yeah, cool. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for braving the cold and joining us here tonight for our Welcome to Winter, Kabbalat Shabbat. And to begin tonight, can I invite Rachel and the kids to come up and light the Shabbat candles for us, please? Fractured arm and all. Amen. Good Shabbos. Thank you very much. Over to you, Zach. Open us up, please.
Page 126.
טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב שבת אחים גם יחד.
Page 129. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are longing for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness and harshness. May the synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
Now turn to page 138 for Lechadodi, where we'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5 and 9. Lechadodi,
Dodi, Lechadodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamo v'zacho b'dibur echad, Yishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki hi makor habracha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh machshava techila. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, hitoreri, Kiva orech kumi uri, 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 shir daberi, Kavod Adonai alayik nigla. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise. Verse 9. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha usachala, Toch emunei am segula, Boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Please be seated. And we turn to page 140 for Mizmor Shir. Mizmor Shir leyom HaShabbat, Tov lehodod la'Adonai, Uzamer l'shimcha elyon, Uzamer l'shimcha elyon. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות עלי הסוף ועלינה ולעלי היגיון בחינו מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך במעשה ידיך הרנן מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון. And we now turn to page 263, page 263. For the Chatzi Kaddish, can I ask you all to please rise? Yitgadal v'yitgadash Rabba Be'alma divrach irutei ve'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael Bagala bagala uvizman kariv ve'imru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabba mevorach Le'olam olam me'al maya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'a v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithada v'yithaleh v'yithalal Shemei d'kudesha richu Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma Ve'imru, Amen. Please turn the page. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed. Please be seated. And we read on page 265, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, v'chachma poteach she'arim, uvidvuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, bore yom v'alayla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, ומערבי יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
In each age we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment we are addressed by the world.
In each age we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment, we stand face to face with truth.
In each age, we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment, the knowing heart is filled with wonder.
In each age, the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth. And together, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And now on page 267, together we read the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Turn the page. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושילנתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. And we now turn to page 270 for Micha Mocha. Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha nedad b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osefele, Nora tehilot osefele. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? And together, children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. The Eternal One will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, God redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Blessed are you, Eternal One, for redeeming Israel. And together, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Page 272, please join us in V'shamru. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. And we're now on page 273 for the tefillah, which is our standing prayer. So again, can I ask you all to please rise? This continues from page 273 through to page 276. Adonai safatai tiftachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. אדוני, אדוני, שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. אדוני, אדוני, שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. סומק נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Blessed are you, eternal one, the holy God. And we now turn to page 279, and you may please be seated. Page 279 at the top of the page. Please join us in singing Ritzei. Ritzei, Ritzei, Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, Be'amecha Yisrael, U'tefilatam, Be'ahava tekabel. Utehi l'ratzon tamid, Utehi l'ratzon tamid, Avodat Yisrael amecha, El karov lechol korav, Penei el avadecha v'chanenu, Shafoch ruchacha aleinu. Turn the page. V'techezena einenu, V'techezena einenu, V'shuvacha b'tzion v'rachamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamachazir shechinato l'tzion. Hamachazir shechinato l'tzion. Amen. And we now turn to page, where are we? 282 for Shalom Rav. Please join in. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amecha Yisrael b'chol eit u'v'chol shah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Baruch atah Adonai hamavorech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Now on page 283, please join in with the English halfway down the page. My God, keep my tongue from evil and my lips from speaking guile. To those who revile me, let my soul be silent. My soul shall be to all as dust. Open my heart to your Torah. Let my soul hasten to do your commandments. Let the words of my mouth and my heart's meditation be acceptable in your presence, O God, my rock and my redeemer. And now on page 285. Yiyu l'ratzon imrefi v'hegion libi lefanecha Adonai zuri v'goali oseh shalom bimromav Uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom Shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. Shalom. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens make peace for us, for all Israel, and all who inhabit the earth. Amen. And we now turn to page 586 for the Aleinu. And again, can I ask you all to please rise? We will do the second Aleinu at the bottom of page 586, and then over to page 588. Aleinu l'shabach l'adon hakol l'ateket d'la liyotzeh b'reishit shelo asanu kugaya haratzot v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkenu kahem v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam ve'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Turn the page. Shehu notei shamayim v'yosed haaretz u'moshav yekaro v'shamayim mimahal u'shchinatu zo b'gavhei meromim Hu Eloheinu Einod Emet Malkeinu Efes Ulato Kakatuv B'Torato V'yadata hayom V'hashevota El Levavecha Ki Adonai Hu
Elohim Bashamayim Mimal V'al Haaretz Mitachat Ein Od. Page 591. V'nemar V'haya Adonai Lemelech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu Yihyeh Adonai echad Ushamo echad. We now turn to page 597. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbours have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Is there anyone commemorating a Yortzeit this week?
The congregation is Richard Donnan, I should say, remembering his father, Fred Donnan.
Anyone else? Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for blessing. And we turn to page 598 to recite the Mourner's Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach hirotei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevorach, le'olam olal me'almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ah v'yitramam v'yitnasei, v'yithada v'yitalei v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu, Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush berchata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Please be seated. And we now turn back to page 142, page 142, for our closing song, which is Shalom Aleichem. Between 143 and 141. Yeah. Cool. Just sing. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni l'shalom Malachei Hashalom Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. And before we close with our closing blessings, just a couple of announcements. First of all, just to remind everyone that we are here every Shabbat morning with services starting at 10 o'clock. So I know it's getting to that point of the year where it's a bit cold and a bit hard to get out of bed, but if you can, we really appreciate it. Our numbers are starting to sort of dwindle a little bit for a Saturday morning. So if you can manage to get those socks on and warm the feet and get here in time for a service, it would be greatly appreciated. If you can't actually get here, we do of course have the services live streamed. And as long as we know that you're actually on the live stream, we can actually count you as part of a minion. So, Kel, is that only possible if they're subscribed that we can actually see them logging in, or we can actually see?
It's accessible to anyone as long as they got the link.
Yeah, but can we actually see who's logged in though?
Yes, if they're subscribed.
If they're subscribed. So if you haven't yet subscribed, get onto YouTube and they follow the link first, is that right? So the link that I think probably everyone here has been sent through emails, wherever, if you follow that link onto YouTube, so you find the channel and then you subscribe to the channel, then it means we can actually see when you're logged in, and if you're logged in for a service, you count towards a minion, which really helps us out. So here it does.
Does it?
Absolutely. Yeah, no difference here.
Cool.
For here, everyone's got balls. So, not quite.
Nina horror.
So, no, everybody counts here, men and women. As long as you're Jewish, you count to a minion. So, which really helps us out. So, I mean, you know, if we're down to, you know, 8 or 9 in shul, but we know we've got someone online, we can go ahead and complete the service. So that's really handy.
By subscribing, it also means that you can go and find that at any time, any of the services.
Yeah,
People who are not subscribed cannot find it.
they can only find it if you've got the link. So once you're subscribed, you can actually go back and watch any previous services because they're there forever.
Okay.
So all the bar and bat mitzvahs we've had over the last few weeks, they're all sitting there. If you're subscribed, you can go in and have a look back at them.
Boris bat mitzvah.
It's there. So that's really handy to have. Also, our next Kabbalat Shabbat will be in 3 weeks' time. We've brought that forward a week. We normally do it at the end of the month. We've brought it forward a week because we have Rabbi Roebuck coming up from Sydney. So he will be with us for the weekend from the 18th to the 20th of June. Friday to Sunday. So the next Kabbalat Shabbat is booked in for Friday the 18th. So please come along and support that Kabbalat, meet with Rabbi Roebuck, and I'm sure it'll be a great night. So that'll be advertised in the next week or so. We'll get over tonight first, we'll advertise the next one, and then please get on to Mavis as per usual to book in for that one. And there'll be other events throughout that weekend with Rabbi Roebuck as well. So look out for all of the planned events and book in as appropriate. Anything else? Oh, the movie.
Yes, there's a movie being released this week called Breaking Bread. There's some flyers in the front there if anyone wants to pick one up.
And what was the phrase there? Something about the hummus I saw?
Yeah, hummus has no borders.
Hummus has no borders. There you go. Sounds like a good movie. I haven't heard of that one on the Gold Coast, and I don't know the cinemas in Brisbane, so I'm not sure where it is. But
I think that may be a part of one in the Gold Coast.
Is it at the movies, you mean?
Yeah.
There's certain cinemas, yeah. You have to look up online to see what cinemas.
And Israeli movies? Or a Jewish movie?
It's to do with cooking.
It's what?
To do with cooking.
Oh no, not interested.
But is it like a movie with a storyline to it, or?
It would.
Yes,
Of course it would.
chefs in
How
high.
could
Well, when she said it's about cooking, I'm like,
hang on. You mean like a cooking demonstration?
well, is it like MasterChef or? Yeah.
Cultural cooking.
Hey, I like MasterChef.
So do I, but I wouldn't go and watch it at the cinemas.
Hang on, I went to see Schnitzel at the cinema.
Oh, okay.
When they brought out the little
There you go. We'll have a look at it. We'll study the flyer later.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Okay, we're turning to page 121.
And after the, I'll just say where you
Yep.
are after Kiddush.
Yep, so we'll have Kiddush here where we are, and then once we've done Kiddush, then we'll move some of the chairs, we'll bring out the tables and so on.
Oh, I thought you were going to make us sit out in the cold.
You can do that if you like. We're on page 121, and we will do the blessings over the children. We've got a couple of children here, so we'll do the blessings over the children first. If we can have everyone please standing. And this is, you guys come down here because I can't bless you both up there.
You know stretchy powers?
No, I don't. So we place our hands over our sons and we recite Yisimcha Elohim Ka'Ephraim V'Ki Manasseh. May God inspire you to live like Ephraim and Manasseh. And if you have daughters with you, hands over the daughters. Yisimcha Elohim Kasara, Karivka, Karachel, Uchaleah. May God inspire you to live like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. And over everyone, we give this blessing: Yivarech Adonai Vishmarecha, Ya'er Adonai Panav Alecha Vichunecha, Yisa Adonai Panav Elecha V'Yasem Lecha Shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace.
Amen.
Amen. And we are then ready for the Kiddush.
Yes, would you like to help me out?
Yeah, it's right in there.
Zach, would you like to?
Thanks. I got.
Behaving.
Yeah. You find the Kiddush on page 122. Yom HaShishi Baruchu HaShamayim V'Ha'aretz V'chol Tzva'am V'Echol Elohim B'Yom HaShvi'i Malachta Asher Asa V'Yishbot B'Yom HaShvi'i Mikol Malachta Asher Asa V'Yivarech Elohim Et Yom HaShvi'i V'Kadesh Oto Ki Vo Shabbat Mikol Malachta Asher Bara Elohim La'asot Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Borei B'ri HaGafen Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Kedishanu B'mitzvotav V'Ratzevanu V'Shabbat Kadsho B'Hava V'Ratzon Hinchelanu Zikaron L'Maaseh V'Reishit Ki Hu Yom Techila L'Mikrei Kodesh Zecher L'Tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu V'Charta V'Otana Kidashta Mikol Ha'amim V'Shabbat Kadshecha B'Hava V'Ratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch Ata Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat L'Chaim.
I was going to say, what are you doing?
Zach.
And for the Chalai,
Take the bin.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Hamotzi Lechem Min Haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom.